This right here is Ashton Hall, a former college athlete, part-time gym manager, and as of early 2025, the face of the most extreme morning routine the internet had ever seen. Move over, Drew Wall. Ashton Hall is here to stay. Within just a few weeks, Ashton, he became the guy TikTok couldn't stop talking about, even if they weren't sure whether to laugh, cry, or copy him. In fact, even myself, I wanted to do my daily routine, but it was much more embarrassing and kind of sad, to be honest. I scrapped that idea. Now, he wasn't an A-lister, he wasn't backed by a billion-dollar brand, but he did tape his mouth shut before bed. He dunked his head in ice water, he'd rub banana peels on his face, and journal his goals. Also, he'd run for hours, and that guy can certainly run. As Forrest Gump would say, "Mama said these shoes would take me anywhere." Anyway, I'm getting off track. Regardless, this recipe, it magically worked. Over 750 million views later, Ashton's life, it changed forever. So how did a relatively unknown trainer explode overnight? Why did his content go from niche to global meme status? And is Ashton Hall just a trend, or is he something much, much bigger? Well, stay tuned to this video to find out everything. Chapter 1, Before the Viral Wave. Now, before he was internet famous, Ashton Hall, he lived a pretty normal life. Born in Jacksonville, Florida in 1995, Ashton was best known locally for football. No surprise there. Now, he played running back at Alcorn State University between 2014 and 2015, but he only appeared in a total of 5 games. Football, unfortunately, it wasn't forever. So after school, Ashton, he pivoted to fitness, working as a gym manager in Florida while building his physique and trying to figure out what was to come next. Then came 2020. The pandemic hit, gyms closed, and Ashton lost his job. Now, this is where the grind really began. He started filming workouts, offering online coaching, and slowly built a loyal but small following. Now, his early videos, they weren't flashy, they weren't edited like Mr. Beast or Alpha M, but they were focused, raw, and real. By 2022, Ashton, he had launched ASH Fitness, or ASH, and by 2023, he rebranded as Ashton Hall Official. And quietly, he prepped for what would come next. Chapter 2, the video that broke the internet. Then in February of 2025, Ashton, he posted a video. Not just any video, but the video that would break the internet. The one that would redefine his brand, his reach, and arguably his life. Now, it was a simple breakdown of his morning routine, but it was not that simple, right? A lot of guys out there with some beer bellies like me are like, shit, I should be doing more. His routine consists of mouth taping, ice bath, face dunking, banana peel for natural antioxidants, gratitude journaling, and hours of working out and running. No voiceover, no jokes, just silent, hyper-disciplined madness. And the video, it exploded. Now, one creator, they taped their whole body. Another added raw eggs and raw liver. Memes about him were everywhere, and the crazy timing of his morning routine, it had completely blown up online. Now, Ashton, he had unintentionally created a perfect viral artifact. Something extreme, simple to copy, and emotionally polarizing. Chapter 3, the internet tries to make sense of him. But the internet didn't just react, it obsessed with him. Now, Twitter, it blew up with threads, either calling him a genius or a lunatic. YouTube commentary creators, they dove deep. Is Ashton Hall the new face of hustle culture? Breaking down Ashton Hall's insane morning routine. I did Ashton's morning routine for a week. Here's what happened. Just for the record out there, I'm on a little bit of a diet. You might have noticed I lost about 10 pounds. Coming off the neck here, definitely coming off here. Thank God. I was having a hard time getting out of bed. Why do I share these things? And even the fitness community, they were a little torn. Now, some praised him for his discipline, others clowned the entire thing. But here's the twist. Ashton, he didn't respond to any of it. He just kept uploading. Same pace, same style, no clout chasing. He kept going with his bizarre timestamps and style, just so people would become more interested in him. That silence, it made him more mysterious. And the mystery, it made him more and more viral. And before long, along, well, Ashton Hall, he went from weird TikTok guy to full-blown brand. Chapter 4, the business of viral discipline. Now, Ashton didn't just go viral, he capitalized. His supplement line, Worthy Subs, it launched in 2024, but after the routine blew up, sales, they skyrocketed. Yeah, rocket emoji. Protein, greens, sleep aids, all built around discipline, not just results. Now, Ashton also began selling a journal, a PDF guide to his full routine, and eventually a course, of course. I didn't mean to do that. But here's the wild part. His prices, they weren't that insane. There was no $9.97 webinars, no crypto pitches, just clean, focused products. Fans, they bought in hard. By the way, shameless plug, we got some new merch. I'm gonna put out a new line soon, but grab these while you can. Now, Ashton's whole brand, it was no longer just about fitness, it was about identity and growth. I'm the type of person who runs at 4 a.m. Now, that's what people were really buying. And Ashton, well, he understood that. And seriously, that is quite the niche. You know, I'd be sometimes going to bed at that time, not setting out on a 7K run. But hey, if I was, I'd be wearing merch to tell people. Chapter 5, why this actually worked. So why did Ashton's brand take off? And why so fast? Because, well, he hit on something the internet was hungry for. Structured entertainment. In an era of overstimulation, burnout, doom scrolling, and identity crisis, well, Ashton gave people a manual. Wake up early, move your body, set your goals, control your life. Now, it didn't matter if people followed it perfectly, just the idea of discipline, it felt comforting. Also, if this guy could afford to have someone off camera, clothing him, feeding him, man, you know, a little discipline's worth it. And let me tell you, the banana peel, it wasn't the product. The belief in Ashton was. Now, in many ways, Ashton's morning routine, it became a ritual theater for an audience that needed grounding. And it worked. Because Ashton, he believes what he's selling. Now, he wasn't selling us some kind of fantasy. He wasn't selling us Ozempic. He was living in this reality. Now, whether you liked it or not, and people, they certainly liked it. Some love it. Well, I mean, it's hard to stop scrolling through his videos because of how entertaining and satisfying they are to watch. I mean, they give me a chuckle, and then watching other people kind of make fun of it or do similar things. Logan Paul did one in his wrestling ring. Trevor Wallace, he took that banana peel into the bathroom. Man, it's just a whole thing that I can't get enough of. So yeah, even if you're not into the fitness aspect, just the fact that it's taken over the world, it's just something you gotta watch. Chapter 6, where Ashton goes from here. Now that the hype wave was created, well, what's to come next? Well, Ashton isn't slowing down, no pun intended. Except when he's running next to DJ Khaled. You can tell he put on the brakes for that one. Anyway, now he's teased a discipline-focused fitness app. He's still uploading weekly, and he's been spotted filming what looks to be like a short docu-series or branded content project. Now, he's not leaning into drama. He's not arguing with creators. In fact, this guy's going to bed at like 8 p.m. because he says, nothing but trouble happens at night, or temptation, or sin. What was the word he used? The man is just working, and you can't knock a guy for that. Now, whether he stays viral or fades out, well, one thing is clear. Ashton Hall has built something rare. A real audience, a real system, and real respect. Even from people who at one point made fun of him, or even today are mocking him. Everyone knows that guy deserves that, because you wouldn't want to have to go to bed and have that much discipline for as long as he did to make it all pay off. Plus, he sleeps with tape on his mouth. Would you fuck with a guy who does that? I wouldn't. No matter how weird what he does is, the guy actually pulled it off. And he's made it. The guy is certified famous. Ashton Hall, he reminds us that discipline, it doesn't always look cool. Sometimes it looks weird, obsessive, lonely. But when it's real, it resonates. His morning routine, it wasn't about the internet. It was about becoming someone you can respect before the world wakes up. And that's why Ashton Hall didn't just go viral. He became a symbol of structure, a symbol of simplicity, of what happens when you don't wait to be told what to do. You wake up and do it anyway. Kudos to that man. He certainly made a name for himself. I want to do a full day routine now that I'm getting back into shape. It's summer here in Canada. I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house. I got a few things to show off. I love my home. I got a lot of cool projects. I'm building a deck. I built a pond. I got my pool in tip-top form. So maybe I'll do that over on my Instagram at Michael McCrudden BTWF. If you're looking for more from me, you can check out beforetheyarefamous.com, pick up some merch. Ashton Hall, if you're watching this video, bro, you're a beauty, but we'd never be friends. You're way too disciplined for me. I am heading to Orlando, Florida in about a month. I think he's in Miami. Maybe we can meet up. I don't know what the hell we'll do. By the time he's going to bed, I'll be getting up, and vice versa. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Boom!